Guys, welcome to another vibrations on this BrBpTV, Be Real, Be Positive television. Brothers and sisters, I'm actually holding the camera in my hand because I forget my stand when I was doing the live reactions in the studio vibrations, brothers and sisters. But we are definitely back again for another vibrations, and of course, big up all yourself for definitely tuning in to this BrBpTV. I might drop another video on the Mr. Leaks reaction, guys. There's a number of things that I saw, and of course, we'll put together right there. And of course, if I definitely do that, then of course, I will do the reactions on the Mr. Leaks reaction, guys. I'll link in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. So definitely look out for that vibrations right there. And then without a further ado, brothers and sisters, as I hold this phone in my hand and recording for you guys, let us get into the vibrations for the day. But don't forget to do what? Hit that like button, brothers and sisters. And of course, I would appreciate if you subscribe. Of course, getting the vibrations for which we tend to grow right there if you subscribe to this here channel right there. And then now, brothers and sisters, as we can see clearly, based off what News pretty much brings out, this is actually the treasurer of the Truckers Association, and of course they are voicing the concerns of the situations that pretty much pertains to Dominica right there. What has the government done to the truckers? For which I remember they had some sort of meeting, and it seems like the truckers were gonna get somewhere. Nothing happened from my understanding. It seems like the same thing for the DJs. Nothing really happened. They have a meeting, but apparently they had a meeting in Calabishi the other day, brothers and sisters, and unfortunately the people of Calabishi reverted back to the same thing that they didn't want in the first place. But I guess they got a little more understanding in that regard right there. It's their choice, they're choosing, they choose hey. So he says say love you, brothers and sisters. Anyways, let us get into the vibrations for today right there. This is what the Truckers Association treasurer has to say in that regard right there.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
I have been just...
By the way, this video is about 4 days ago, so yeah, let's get it.
Going through documents and going through things to see where we may have gone wrong that contribute to us being where we are now. And gentlemen, I'll be honest with you. It is heartbreaking to see what's going on to Dominica, Dominican truckers, and Dominican equipment owners. I'm not going to go way back to our struggles. You could just simply Google it under when President Anton, Malcolm Reed and Earl Loader and Rekha Shillingford. I am not going to go right back. I just want to take you back to November 15th and why we had the awareness protest under the cliff in November 15th. It was because we were trying to get employment from Jack. And the government couldn't help us at the time. And we were trying to get employment from Jack on the East Coast project funded by the World Bank. Let me remind you, the World Bank has a mandate in their mission statement as their purpose is to alleviate poverty. That's the World Bank.
Elevate poverty? I think you mean get out of poverty, not elevate poverty. I think you mean come out of poverty, not to elevate poverty. But yeah, let's continue. Statement.
And although underneath that bracket, we were unable to get government to document our participation in that project. And it resulted to us having that protest. And we fought to explain that we are there.
Guys, before we continue, guys, I cannot. The people in the country are begging foreigners for jobs in their own country. The government who is responsible for people and elevating the people to the standing where they can actually do something and be independent of themselves. The truckers are saying we're begging the government to help us. The World Bank is not the government money, no. The World Bank financed it. The World Bank financed it. It's not to say the government wouldn't have a problem giving it to the people, but apparently they chose to give it to the foreigners instead. And then the locals have to go and beg the foreigners for jobs in their country, and the government is giving what the government did not. But that is something. It's not from the government, it's not from the people's purse. The World Bank funded it and they gave it to the foreigners. Why do you think they give it to the foreigners, brothers and sisters? Here's my hypothesis on this. My own personal viewpoint, brothers and sisters. I think And I could be wrong, brothers and sisters, but this is what I think right there. I think the government wanted to get some funds from that, so they give it to the foreigners, and maybe the foreign individuals had some deal with the government, and as a result of having some sort of deal, the government got a cut. Because this is not strange to say, brothers and sisters. I actually heard one of the Antiguan ministers stating that same sentiment right there, where the government gets contracts, the government then takes a cut for themselves, and then they give the rest to the people. But if they give it to the people, then the government will not be able to take a cut for themselves because they'll have to put it down. But because it was funded by the World Bank, they give it to the foreigners, and most likely they got a cut from it. That's why the truckers are not getting anything. In your own country, we? Well, that's what the people want. That's what they want, guys.
We are still able and we're still viable. Gentlemen, I know we are under capacity and then we can't attack everything. But we have made reasonable...
So wait, guys. Sorry for pausing this right there. I'll post this link in the description below so you guys can check it out. He's stating that they are under capacity, which means they would need more people to come and help do the jobs. That's fine. You under capacity and you still not getting the jobs. You under capacity, which means that everybody should have a job. In other words, if you require 100 workers to work and you only have 50 workers there, you under capacity to work. The 50 workers not getting the job. 50 workers, the 50 truckers not getting the jobs that require 100 workers. They're still not getting the jobs. The foreigners come in and fill 100%. And in your country that happening, and all you voting for the same man that making that happen to all you. Okay.
Relationships over the years with foreign companies who have given fellas loans on equipment and loans on trucks without even going for the local banks. That's the reputation that even in the strange economical times that we've had, we've been able to establish with our foreign partners. And we sought to explain our position, and we had a meeting with the Prime Minister, for those of you who attended and remember. And in that meeting, for some reason or the other, the Prime Minister insisted that rates was our issue and that he wanted us to get the rates done within a 1 month vibes that he would be able to put, because we had the Grenada road coming up, so he'll be able to put the rates out to people and to let them understand that is the rates that Dominicans should be working at. Fine. Although we disagreed, and we explained to him that our problem is not rates but access to work, it was a little arrogantly displayed where he said, oh, if you want $1.90, just keep it $1.90, write me and tell me on $1.90. But we went on with the plea. Because you know why? A lot of people keep saying that we're always against the government, always fighting the government. And to appease a lot of persons, you just have to go through the steps to show that you are willing, because your purpose is to ensure that fellas get employed. And for those of us who remember, we went through that whole rates vibes. And our rates came up at about $3 and something. We know, given the current market, the $3 and something was just not possible to push through. So we maintain that we and the contractors can make arrangements and we can work it out. We just need guarantees to be able to work. The problem with Jack, and I feel personally responsible for some of the problems we have with Jack, because we did not contractually had a written contractual agreement with Jack. We thought that we would have just been able to think.
And thought? What? Gasa, when you're doing these kind of things there, you have to have contract with. Because man can go back on their word and say, you know what, I don't want that, and they decide to give you what they want. Have contracts, brothers and sisters. This is one of the things that I notice in the United States. When I do in different gigs and whatnot, we have our contract written. What? It's only very few people when it comes down to like more, if I'm doing gigs for like Dominican individuals and what have you, brothers and sisters, we go based on word of mouth and, you know, you know, it pretty much is fine. Plus, I tend to link up to with the main person, not just the person at the top give me the gigs, but the main person as well. So if the person at the bottom, although there was one circumstance in that regard where they tried to flip-flop and I go straight to the head and then they come and say, what? No. Give him his full funds. That was just one time. It's interesting, eh? I've never had this happen with other people. I've worked with Indians, Chinese, white folks. I've never had this happen. There's only one time I remember a particular group, well, not group, but a particular individual decided they wanted to short pay me, and that was Dominica. That's crazy. Hey, but of course, thank God I knew the head and everything like that. This is why I always tell people go to the head. But always have your contracts made. Always have your contracts made. I don't think you can do write it on your phones and they agree on the phone and everything like that. So you can present that if that is the case. You check. Always have your thing prepared. So I like 90% of the time at the different gigs that I've done throughout the United States always have been contract written. Always. There's only 10% of the few Dominicans I know here and there that want to do a little gig here and there. I say, cool, let me just do it to make a little pocket change, the boy. You check? So make sure you have your contracts written.
And as a treasurer, I think I have to take responsibility for not having a documented Jack. Although Jack has never kept his word to any document in the past. But something that we probably could have leaned on. But gentlemen, we were promised that, okay, fellas, you are unable to make that thing with Jack, but the airport coming up and that is our money. And since that airport project is our money, we'll be able to make $1.
How much will you get?
We'll be able to. I remember the PS making a statement about they'll be able to draft the arrangement more amicably that we'll be able to. Words to that effect. I don't want to quote words to that effect.
Brothers and sisters, hold on a while. It just dawned on me right there. The Prime Minister is talking up to the truckers and telling them about the rates are high, right? Didn't we give 2 people $30 million for Kepinski? And then the third person saying, you know what? You guys promised me this and that, and I'm not getting this. So he took them to court. And he got about 14 million, I think. 14 million. I think the total was about 20 million in addition to everything, if I got it correct, brothers and sisters. But 3 people left with above $70 million US dollars. And the government come in and tell the people who probably would not even cost $1 million if they do the whole thing in total. He come in and tell the people that the rates are high. Brothers and sisters, who are they giving priority to? It just dawned on me there, you know. The thought of that just popped in my brow. Look, Mr. Like, say this. It just popped, bam. Why are they bringing another thing that they tend to do, brothers and sisters? They tend to get monies for the overseas artists to come in. Don't get me wrong, you know, I want them to come in. But when the Dominican people them portraying, and Cole 20, I think, made that statement as well. This is about truckers, but it makes sense. Where they giving artists all sorts of massive monies for them to come. Well, then again, they come with for a number of, you know, additional. Some of them tend to come. But some of the artists you don't know. But they come in nonetheless and they pay them big amounts of monies. And the locals, who the Dominicans themselves want to see, would come and say, hey, let me go and support. Let me go and support Signal Band. Let me go and support, you know, Colton T. Let me go and support Mel C and these people there. Let me go and support Dice. Let me go and support these folks when they come in to pay them adequately so they can get enough money, brothers and sisters. They're not getting it. So where exactly is the government working for, brothers and sisters? I always ask that question to pinpoint to you guys to make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense. You're talking about the rates to the people. Yes, you might say the rates are a little high or whatnot based on the market. They have to then wait to see if they can make a profit in that regard, and also pay their loans if they have truckers and truck loans and those kind of things, their mortgage and all the kind of things there to take into consideration. But on the basis of rates, man, you telling the people the rates are high, and then you paying big money to foreigners for the very CBI thing they were talking about there. Because the CBI is our own. That's what the man is saying right now. It's our own, so they can do the things. I mean, if they can pay the people how much millions of dollars, how much millions of dollars for them to take and go back. That's about 80 million EC dollars that one person received. I know you're talking about the rates and this kind of things there. It's interesting. Like I told you guys, nothing is gonna happen for the truckers. You know, I told you guys this. Look, they come back again. This is about 4 days ago. I remember the meeting he's talking about, and the truckers were happy, just like the people of Calibishi seem to be happy. Just watch what is gonna happen. When I spoke to a number of persons in Calibishi, brothers and sisters, they tell me nothing is gonna happen. That park is gonna be destroyed. But let's hope. Let's keep the hope alive. Let's have the hope of a labor right.
We'll be able to get employment on the airport. Carrot on a stick, I'll call it. Gentlemen, on the 17th of July, the 17th of November 2021, on the advice of a Zoom meeting that we had with the Prime Minister, myself, Mr. Antoine, Minister Kasani, we sought to write to MMC. Because the Prime Minister is saying, hey, gentlemen, put everything in paper, write to the man, and like that. Let them know your interest on everything. We wrote to MMC on November.
So you have to write your interests. So the government can say, guys, we have truckers here. We need to use the truckers and whatnot. This is what Grenada does. Grenada cannot never see they have truckers and they're taking foreign truckers to come in. Brothers and sisters, you know how much truck came as a result of Dominica Strong? These trucks disappear. They bring in new trucks, white trucks, brothers and sisters. And the truckers 4 days ago now complaining about not having work. Boy.
November 17, 2021. After they signing the contract for the commencement of the construction. Now we had a meeting, a physical meeting with him prior. And we put it in document on the 17th. The meeting was quite okay. For some reason or the other, gentlemen, everything went cool. The meeting went cool. Call, text, not bringing in nothing. And on the 19th of September, one of the letters that we've written, apart from we've written to government, or the 19th of September, we wrote to the minister, and we expressed to the minister our interest in working in the airport. We said to the minister in some part of the document that in regards, we will be pleased if the ministry would formally indicate its commitment to engaging the Dominica Tipper Trucker Association in the upcoming airport project. The formal document will guide the truckers in making wise investments to strengthen their position.
None of that.
And I felt it was a reasonable request.
It is.
But strangely, we have not received not one response from government.
So you met with the government, government tell you write letters, you guys have meetings here and there, you had on Zoom, you had in physical, all these things. Just so that absolutely nothing can happen. And then we wonder, brothers and sisters, this is why it's important to understand how history is. Just like how slavery has happened back then, brothers and sisters, if you do not know what has happened back then in history, brothers and sisters, back in the days, history is doomed to repeat itself. Because you do not know what is coming for you if you don't know what happened before. Brothers and sisters, we have a constant culture of government meeting people and all kind of things and making promises and so forth and so forth. One of the best examples I have is when they met in Portsmouth with Ian. They met in Portsmouth with Ian, and Ian was telling them about they will have their lots and people are going to choose their lots and all these kind of things there. Not one man owned. Not one man owned any land there, brothers and sisters. They build apartments there for the people. The people have lost their ability to actually become landowners. But they tend to have meetings. And Dominicans doesn't see these things. They have meetings all over. Brothers and sisters, earlier on I mentioned they had meetings with the DJs. What happened with the DJs? Absolutely nothing. They met with the truckers. Absolutely nothing. The nurses had a little protest, and then I think about 2 or 3 years later, the minister of health came and said, hey, things should not be done, should not have been done the way that it was done, especially when they put out a letter that went out to the public, apparently telling the public, hey, certain things are missing, what have you. The minister coming to say, hey guys, we're making change and all this kind of things. Guys, today things are still missing. They said they have meetings with the nurses, brothers and sisters, and he doesn't notice what's going on.
MMC just gave notification of acceptance or receipt, but government, not even that government did. And it get me thinking right now. Is our problem now by design? Because there was so much hope and enthusiasm between the former minister Kasani and...
That is what happening with everybody that have meetings. Look at the hope that the Calibishi people... Boy, Skerrit even come and one of the partners that came up and say, why do you come and work with me? The man got optimism in his eyes, not realize he's bamboozling him. Brothers and sisters, I want to be wrong. Brothers and sisters, you know how long I just ask all you. I want to be wrong. I just want to be. There's nobody in this world that want to be wrong like me. They say, Mr. Lix, you are wrong. I want to be wrong, brothers and sisters. Every single thing I've ever stated, brothers and sisters, came to pass. Everything, 100%. Because if you don't understand people, brothers and sisters, if you don't understand or you know somebody, brothers and sisters, you understand the person from the past experiences. This is one of the reasons why I always tell people, for you to understand if you have a good prime minister, you must understand how that person works in the opposition. You must understand, is the person doing their responsibility? Is the person lackadaisical? We have ministers out there, we have power reps out there, brothers and sisters. What on earth they doing in the communities? What? What on earth they doing? Absolutely nothing, brothers and sisters. And you think you expect better men to come? The truckers who had the high hopes, man. Great things coming for them. Election didn't come again, no, brothers and sisters. 2021, 2022 are election, not you, brothers and sisters? I'm sure I saw some of the truckers voted for them. I'm sure. They made these promises and they make you feel nice, brothers and sisters, and these things happening constantly over and over. The problem with humanity is that they do not know their past. That is the problem with humanity, brothers and sisters. I'm not extending it just for Dominica, I'm extending it for you, the human nation, the humanity in itself. The problem with humanity is that they do not know their past. And sometimes the present tries to alter the past so that the people in the present will not even know what happened in the past. Brothers and sisters, this is one of the reasons why I like the great book. And I was compare and contrast to different things to understand how things happen and this kind of things there. Especially for the instance of Catholicism and Christianity. I say, but how come they are the same? And you go back to the beginning where they used to persecute their people when they started converting. Anyways, that is a whole other story. And then afterwards, so much people started converting and realizing what was going on because they started reading the Bible and so blah, 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 blah. And they started calling themselves Catholic Christians to appease the people. And they say, hey, we wish. Brothers and sisters, looking back, boy. Look at how Africa came back, brothers and sisters, how Africa became what it is. How the Ethiopians got it have the black Ethiopians and it have the mixed Ethiopians and it have the normal Ethiopians, the Arab Ethiopians. And how that came to be, and looking at the history of how things happen and put it forward. Brothers and sisters, I watch Dominica and I go all the way back to Eugenia Charles. What was happening there? The first set of instance of segregation, brothers and sisters, not segregation, disunity. I remember how it was, brothers and sisters. This is why in 1978, they had a standstill in Dominica. Because why? The people were unified. And when the present ruling team saw this, they thought the best thing for them to do is to divide the people. And as time went by, brothers and sisters, you saw the segregation taking place. The nurses will protest, nobody joining them. Police will protest, nobody joining them. The teachers protesting, nobody joining them. So everybody different and separate, brothers and sisters. Because some maybe think that they're higher than the other to join the others, not realizing they should do so collectively. The truckers protesting, the DJs protesting, brothers and sisters. What group in Dominica has not protested and got any result. Name one group, even the little ones, brothers and sisters, little ones marching on the roadway, trying to get the government to say, hey, look at the little ones. And then we hearing foreigners coming and brothers and sisters, things happening, and people watching me in my face and tell me that they will still support Labour. Why? They have no idea, because it is their party. Ups and downs. They always tell you that people, everything is not perfect. We can't say everything is perfect, brothers and sisters. So you're willing to take blows from your slave master because everything is not perfect, so that you can find, or with the insight of having a little freedom by putting somebody else to see what that person can do. No, you rather stay with the servant. You rather stay with the servant that became the master, that beating you constantly, giving you empty promises. This is not a first time this has happened. This is a culture in Dominica where the government officials are giving the citizens empty promises upon empty promises. Well, that's what the people want.
And P.S. Roland, that, yeah, this was the moment that we'll be able to put all to work. And then when the reshuffling happened and the reset happening, I saw those guys were just dispatched, and those guys went to not irrelevant, but different departments. And I'm asking myself, was that by design?
Of course it was by design.
Because up to this moment, Minister Grant has never accepted the opportunity to meet with local truckers or equipment holders. Never. All efforts that Mr. Antoine Laville has made has been futile. Tell me if my thoughts are in the wrong direction.
I don't think so, no. It's in the right direction.
And today, we are still unemployed, significantly unemployed.
So since 2021, this has happened. 2022 elections came, the reset that you're talking about. We're in 2024, brothers and sisters. Almost halfway. We're in March. Next is April, May, June. Bow! Halfway, brothers and sisters. We're almost there. You're still unemployed. Okay.
March 21st, on the recommendation of one of the people, we got a meeting with the CEO of the airport project. March 17th, 2023. In that meeting, equipment sets are coming down already. Remember, I tell you, we've been asking government, what is our role? We've written letters, we've asked, what is our role? The former PS had tell us that when the time will come, they will give us that information.
Of course.
When rates of shipping and everything was getting haywire, we request from them again, gentlemen, what is our role? Because we will need enough time to prepare, should in case our role is beyond our present capacity. But given the opportunity to work, we'll be able to gather our resources and like that. What is our role?
Yeah, so that everybody would get a job. Because remember, he's saying that they don't meet capacity. Obviously, the government will have to bring things, but they need to give the priority to the people first. It's CBI funds they're using to build it, not true? Be it CBI funds they're using, they bring foreigners to participate in the CBI funds instead of the local man. Instead of the local man, and all you've been writing letters. Is one thing to say the government come and look for it people. No, the government don't come and look for it people. Say, oh, the government tie up, you don't have much money flowing in the country. That's what they keep saying. So the government trying to do. Say you believe that nonsense, which is highly untrue. But say you believe that, brothers and sisters. You go to them. They tell you, write this up, whatever. That actually happened to me, brothers and sisters. Before I continue that, I'll tell you what happened to me after. You write this up, you write that up, all these kind of things there, blah, 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 blah. To still be unemployed today. What I was making mention of, brothers and sisters, I remember this particular pal rep within the northern, not Portsmouth, but within the northern sphere. We were at the barber shop and he was talking. He said, all you guys do is just be on social media and talking and blah, blah, blah. Let me see your actions, brothers and sisters. I remember Blotus was there as well, so Blotus can vouch for me when I say this. I call his name, so all you think is joke I make it, lie. All right then. All right, so Blotus was there, brothers and sisters. So that particular minister, that pal rep, that individual was there. All you do is just be on social media and blah, blah, blah. So apparently there's watch our videos and whatnot. That's a long time, brothers and sisters. So he challenged me. He said, well, you're organized to get things going so you can build houses and this kind of things there. Not true? All right, he said this. I say, oh, you challenge me? I say, okay, cool. Within 2 weeks, I had every single information the man needed. It was that day Mr. respected me. It was that day. You think I just... Brothers and sisters, we make things happen. I was going to say something, but let me leave that alone. It's not boasting, brothers and sisters, but we make things happen. And we bring forth, and he respected me that day. I got all the things that he need, the designs and all those kind of things there, ready, the people ready and waiting for him. He never did nothing about it. All he do, I just gained his respect. That was all. Nothing ever happened as a result of that, right there. You think I lying? Talk to Bloaters. Bloaters was there. He know what I'm talking about. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let's continue. Right there. So when they're making promises, brothers and sisters, they just make promises to make you feel nice and happy. This has been a culture in Dominica. From the very get-go, from long time ago, brothers and sisters. I talk about a long time ago where I studied BrBpTV in 2010, brothers and sisters. I studied BrBpTV. Had no clue what on earth I was doing, brothers and sisters. Getting better and better, trial and error, all this kind of something there, brothers and sisters. Elevating on that fact. To the point where they used to watch my, well, some of them still watch my videos, but specific individuals watch my videos and then challenge me, saying, oh, all you're doing is just be on social media and talking blah, blah, blah. Get the action. I did it for him. Nothing took place as a result of this, but he did give me his respect. I could care less about the respect now. Whether you respect me or not doesn't matter, brothers and sisters. It doesn't change who I am or what I do. It doesn't. But the point of the matter is, when you're making, and it's very clear from since back then, this has happened. No, 4 days ago, he's talking about 4 days ago. This is not last year, you know. This is 4 days ago that came out, brothers and sisters.
Promise made promises about duty-free concessions being available to us. Yes, that was made. But before we could make any form of investment, before we could advise and devise how to make investment in equipment or in trucking, we wanted to know what is our role. What are you going to give us to do?
Yes.
Because we did not want fellas to go ahead and borrow the money from the banks or borrow or use their relationships and get equipments, and at the end of the exercise they are unemployed. This has happened before.
Remember Ross University, brothers and sisters? Remember when Ian was telling them that Ross is coming back? Remember that? And he told the people to go, yes, when they ask him questions, hey, should we set up, should we go and take? There were people who took loans, brothers and sisters. There were people who cleared their entire savings as a result of not having operations going, business flowing. They cleared their entire savings to put back things because sometimes insurance did not even kick in yet for them to do something. Some of them probably didn't even have no insurance. I know one particular individual, the man house still not fixed yet. But he tried his best to do things, and of course, elevating to do all little apartments at the bottom with his own finances and what have you. And then as time goes by, because the students who come in, you know, monies, and then he'll start doing the further up, you know. So one building at the bottom done, you know. So people took loans, they cleared their savings, brothers and sisters. They borrowed money from people, all sorts of things, so they can get things ready, just so later on they can say Ross is not coming back. And it's interesting now, they then try to get the very landlords to go and sue Ross by signing petitions, signing things to say, hey, this is what happened, what not. When it was not Ross that made the statement, it was Ian who made the statement that caused the people them to go and take loans and all those kind of things there. There's a particular individual that made me so a bistelics, boy. Look what that man make me do, boy. And come back again. History is important, brothers and sisters. When they're making promises to you, history is important, brothers and sisters. The very same people making promises that they made promises before, they come back again to do the same thing and expect something to happen. Since 2021, election happened again, brothers and sisters, and you still unemployed 4 days ago.
No one listened. No one responded. And in that meeting with Mr. Johnson, we stopped to show Mr. Johnson that the trucks that came on were the same 4x4 trucks, 6x4 trucks. In previous meeting with Chris Timid, we got the understanding that Chris Timid was going after articulated trucks. But We saw 4x4 trucks, and we were very skeptical. We said to them, we said to the CEO, listen, gentlemen, that we see them come with 49 dump trucks in the first shipment. We hear it have more. And we see that's going to infringe on where we expect to work, even if we didn't have the foreknowledge or the definite information to say where we will do work. But we expected to work on running on the road, carrying tires from Colio, carrying tires from wherever the spot was. His response to us
was what?
Is that he passed the information. We gave him a detailed...
Brothers and sisters, when they say they pass the information, they either forget to pass the information, or they pass the information on knowing that nothing's going to happen to it. Because history helps you understand where we are going. And it doesn't seem like people understand that.
What we have, our willingness to invest and everything, he said he'll pass on the information because the decision is with the contract.
Brothers and sisters, this is all I have right there on this here thing. But you get the point that has been stated right there. It's unfortunate that this has happened to the truckers. All sorts of meetings have happened with different sectors of Dominica, making promises, brothers and sisters. The only set of people that are elevating, well, the only sets of people are elevating is the government. They increased their salaries by 30%. None of which for the past, what, 25, 30 years. In total, the normal people have not gotten above 10% increase in their salary. Can you imagine making $1,000, brothers and sisters? And let's say you're making $10,000 for the year. Most people, I don't think, making that amount, brothers and sisters. That's $10,000 for the year. That's about what? $850 or something like that sort. $825 or something like that sort, brothers and sisters. Per month. Alright, let's say you're getting that amount, brothers and sisters, $10,000. For 25 years, you're making $10,000, brothers and sisters, and you're not even getting $10,000. You're not even getting $11,000 after 25 years. 10% there? 10% of 10,000 is 1,000, brothers and sisters. You're not even saying you can get $11,000 at the end after working for 25 years. Brothers and sisters, this is all your boy has for this year BrBpTV reaction. What are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. This is just my thoughts. What are your thoughts, brothers and sisters? What are your thoughts right there? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below right there, brothers and sisters. I would appreciate that. These are just my thoughts, like I indicated. If you understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Click the like button, brothers and sisters. And of course subscribe, of course helping this channel to grow further and further in that regard right there. I would appreciate that, brothers and sisters. Of course we know it's a small niche that we have to play with, but I still doing these videos, brothers and sisters. I have my US channel which has gone crazy right there. I think over 78,000 subscribers I have, so that's a good thing. But the smaller channels that I tend to deal with, brothers and sisters, which is that, help it grow, brothers and sisters. Subscribe to the channel right there. And then it's about mistakes once again on this here BrBpTV. If you understand it, please let me know your thoughts right there. Or maybe I'm just confused, brothers and sisters. Maybe I don't know what I say. What on earth am I saying? What, Mr. Lex, what on earth are you saying? Maybe I'm delusional, brothers and sisters. Maybe I see reality from the wrong point of view. So maybe you guys can help me out in understanding right there. I would appreciate that. What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Don't send me WhatsApp message, you know. I just stop answer WhatsApp message nowadays. Don't send me WhatsApp message, tell me thing. Leave it in the comments so that people can see as well. It's about Mr. X once again. Be real, be positive.